was left with two bent chairs, a dried out glass, another man's map hanging there. We carried water, coats for the cold, and one another's names when night grew old. Outside, the ground began exactly where the paper ran out. Flowers rose between the stones. A thorn caught hold of the hem of her clothes. We stopped only long enough to set it free. That was where the afternoon caught up with us. No hurry, no witness, dust on our legs, and one last leg still alive beyond the bend. Distance measured, footsteps drawn, one voice fading to moving on. No borrowed line, no borrowed road. We carried only what we chose. Our shadows grew long, then slipped from the earth without proving us gone. We knew one another by voice, by boots, by the way we divided. The last of the water, the moon came up over the road. The sun had left behind. Light withdrew, the path remained. Bodies moved, the measure changed. Sun above, moon below. The feet decide how far we go. We kept our names, we kept the road. We kept the road. We were few, the road was had stopped before choosing to move. The storm held west, yellow flowers against the gray. Down the road a figure raised both hands toward the sky that dimmed the day. I made the same small gesture before I knew what I had done. The wind turned round, the rain moved on. I stood on the dry side of rain, where the sky turned dark and the ground stayed the same. Everything changed a few miles away. It reached every place but the one where I stayed. Moved closer, the line held still. The air grew colder along the hill. No water crossed, no mark was made. The light withdrew, the road remained. I stood on the dry side of rain, where the sky turned dark and the ground stayed the same. Everything changed a few miles away. It reached every place but the one where I stayed. The old shed lost what color it had kept. The distant ridge went pale beneath the storm. I lowered both my hands. The road was empty. The figure had already gone. The afternoon passed. The cloud held on. I stood on the dry side of rain, where the sky turned dark and the ground stayed the same. Everything changed a few miles away. It reached every place but the one where I stayed. We watched the distance alter its tone. The storm had movement. I stood alone. The sky kept turning beyond the road. Nothing arrived, nothing overflowed. Nothing arrived, nothing overflowed. I stood on the dry side of rain. I stood on the dry side of rain. I stood on the dry side of rain, where the sky turned dark and the ground stayed the same. Everything changed a few miles away. It reached every place darkened sky. For one brief moment they seemed to be the only things that had not lost their place. I stood on the dry side of rain, where the sky turned dark and the ground stayed the same. Everything changed a few miles away. It reached every place but the one where I stayed. Everything changed a few miles away. It reached every place but the one where I stayed. Everything changed a few miles away. It reached every place but the one where I stayed. The flowers vanished in a handful of days. The wind took back the road and its old shade. Against the screen, one yellow petal held outside where morning left it. I spent the hours looking through it at what was gone. The heat came back, I did not. The yellow left the road behind but stayed wherever I looked twice. The day returned to where it stood. I never quite returned with it. The door stayed open out of habit. Dust came in, too much light. A low insect hum kept circling rooms that had already changed their mind. I put the coat away before the evening. I reached for it again. The body learns too late how brief things end. The yellow left the road behind but stayed wherever I looked twice. The day returned to where it stood. I never quite returned with it. Along the fence, small stems remained. The shadow crossed and missed them all. For several minutes the air held the same faint scent. Then even that became ordinary. The ground moved on, the room stayed warm. The color left without alarm. I noticed late, that was enough. The yellow left the road behind but stayed wherever I looked twice. The day returned to where it stood. I never quite returned with it. table near the glass by night. It looked smaller than it had, or the room had learned to live without it. The yellow left the road behind, but stayed wherever I could see. The day returned to where it was. It did not bring me back with it. The yellow left the road behind, but stayed wherever I could see. The day returned to where it was. It did not bring me back with it. The yellow left the road behind, but stayed wherever I could see. The day returned to where it was. It did not bring me back with it. The yellow left the road behind, but stayed wherever I could see. The day returned to where it was. It did not bring me back with it. When I walked into the kitchen, steam was rising from the cup. The window stood 2 inches open. The street below was waking up. A folded note lay on the table. Inside, 1 sentence written clean. The very thought I had inside the elevator. In between, I went back out. The door I knew I had locked tight stood open too. The corridor filled with cold light. The lamps came on one after one, following steps I had not done. The elevator reached my floor, empty, waiting, holding the door, holding the door. This day remembers me. Before I turn the key, the room is warm, the chair pulled back, the clock waits silently. This day remembers me. front, caught a movement half a second before I moved. A woman turned before I passed. She smiled beside me, then looked past. Inside my coat I found a coin from a year that had not been. Cold metal against my hand, my skin arrived a moment late. A moment late, still too early. This day remembers me. Before I turn the key, the room is warm, the chair pulled back, the clock waits silently. This day remembers me. Before I step inside, it keeps the place where I will stand and leaves the doorway wide. At the cafe, my chair was out. The sugar torn, the glass half down. Across one white napkin someone wrote, "You came too late." The ink was wet. The clock above the counter missed. 1 minute, then another. No one looked. The afternoon kept moving without us. Already warm, already there. The place was set, the time was sped. I knew the room knew first. I walked back home through streets I knew, though every corner looked brand new. Windows lit in measured rows, following thoughts that no one knows. A voice across the avenue, finished words I never used. I stopped, the traffic carried on. In the glass door, my reflection had already gone inside. I stayed outside. This day remembers me. Before I turn the key, the room is warm, the chair pulled back, the clock waits silently. This day remembers me. Before I step inside, it keeps the place where I will stand and leaves the doorway wide. Night had placed my coat on the chair. My shoes were waiting by the bed. Water stood beside the lamp. The hall light burned a quiet red. Everything was set with the careful touch of someone who had waited far too long. I lay down without closing my eyes. Near the window, a shadow held the weight in my chest. That morning, it was still there. I had gone ahead, still there, gone ahead, remembered. This day remembers me. After I leave the room, it keeps the cup, the open door, the light before the noon. This day remembers me. When every trace is gone, it holds the place I have not left and keeps the me through my mouth and pulls me through the rift. Through my mouth, through the rift. Everything loses height, everything slips out of place, and the room on fire keeps burning without leaving any trace. Without leaving any trace. Any trace. No trace. Where every wall begins to rearrange. The fire speaks with borrowed lips and makes the silence change. Borrowed lips, silence change. Everything loses height, everything falls out of time, and the room on fire keeps breathing with a pulse that once was mine. A pulse that once was mine. Once was mine. Mine. My name ignites where all the night begins to shift. The fire speaks with borrowed lips. Everything falls out of time, and the room on fire keeps breathing with a pulse that once was mine. The room on fire keeps breathing, keeps breathing, keeps breathing with a pulse that once was mine. Keeps breathing. That once was mine. Once was mine. The room on fire keeps breathing. Once was mine. At the field's far end, a window burned. The house was fading where dry grass turned. I thought I saw Someone behind a crooked curtain in the dying light. Or maybe the cloth just moved. Maybe no one ever stood there. Someone left the light, or daylight stayed behind. Across the fence, where two boards were gone, the path bent sideways, worn, but not for long. The nearer I came, the weaker it shone. Still, the light remained where it should have gone. Someone left the light, or daylight stayed behind. Someone left the light, or daylight stayed behind. The frame held one darker stain. I knew that Marco knew another place, a different house, a half-remembered night, a dream that closed before I found the light. I stopped near the porch. The window still seemed farther than before. Someone left the light, or daylight stayed behind. Someone left the light, oh, daylight stayed behind. No footsteps came, the dust held lines, the wind crossed through them out of time. I touched the wall, the timber chilled, the light moved sideways, or perhaps I did. Someone left the light, or daylight stayed behind. When I reached the glass at last, there was no lamp, no room behind it, only the final sky, caught at an angle. The poles ran on beside the road, leaning where the dry wind blew. One lower wire began to sing, changing pitch as each bend came through. I knew the space between the notes. I did not know what made it true. Daylight fell, the sound held on. One wire sang above the road, too low to reach, too far to hold. I knew the phrase, not what it meant. It crossed the dusk and then it went. The wind moved on. The wire went quiet. One wire sang above the road, too low to reach, too far to hold. I knew the phrase, not what it meant. It crossed the dusk and then it went. The wind moved on. The wire went quiet. The distance bent, the note in two. One part remained, one part passed through. The human ear received the tone. The meaning crossed the dark alone. I followed poles through open land. The final one by itself, beyond its shadow. Nothing waited, no fence, no house, no second line. I stayed there for another note. Ooh, only the grass moved in the dark. The night moved memory. The sound was gone. The shape remained. The night returned my face through mirrors, keeping different hours in one. I still remained in one. I faded with the flowers. The room lost depth whenever I attempted to awake. Memories without a source still knew each road I had to take. Everything was happening too near, but never on the same frontier. Awake inside two silences, and neither knows where I belong. One preserves your shadow, one erases me in song. There is a fall between the places where we vanished from the light. Every time I open my eyes, some part of me remains behind. Remains behind. Behind the light. Neither knows where I belong. The ceiling turned transparent while another morning crossed my hand, carrying thoughts that came complete but never learned where they should land. Something there remembers me from places I have never crossed, repeating all the movements of a life I may have lost. Everything returned divided. Nothing came back whole or guided. I wake inside two silences, and neither knows where I belong. One preserves your shadow, one erases me in song. There is a fall between the places where we vanished from the light. Every time I open my eyes, some part of me remains behind. Behind the room, behind the day. One part returned, one slipped away. The body woke, the hour remained. The voice came back without the name. Somewhere I remained alive. Somewhere I never came. A voice continued through a morning that had never learned my name. Without a name. seconds behind. Still here, still there. One voice near, one nowhere. Awake inside two silences. Wobble begin to drift away. One preserves my shadow, one forgets my face each day. There is a fall through everything I never learned to feel. Every time I close my eyes, some part of me awakens still. Awake inside two silences, and neither knows where I belong. One preserves your shadow, one erases me in song. Still here, still there. Neither brought me back. Past the bridge, the road grew thin. I knew the curve before I turned in. A low stone wall divided fields from trees. The angle matched the place I used to see inside. A broken dream. I carried only what the night had left. If the story never came to be, who left the ending inside of me? I walk toward what the night once drew. The dream gets there before I do. Farther on, a sign stood bare, two faded letters under the rust. I read them twice, their shape was clear. I knew the marks, I did not know the year. A memory formed and changed before it stayed. I could not tell what part my mind had made. The closer I came, the less I knew. If the story never came to be, who left the ending inside of me? I walk toward what the night once drew. The dream gets there before I do. The field ran out at a shuttered house. The window matched, the paint did not. One broken step, a narrow frame, no sound inside, no trace of any name. I did not knock, I stayed until the final blue had left the sill. If the story never came to be, who left the ending inside of me? I walk toward what the night once drew. The dream gets there before I do. I came home with nothing I could prove, no dust remained. shoes that night. The road began behind a different room. The bridge appeared where I had never moved. I knew the ending, not the truth. If the story never came to be, who left the ending inside of me? I walk toward what the night once drew. The dream gets there before I do. If the story never came to be, who left the ending inside of me? I walk toward what the night once drew. The dream gets there before I do. The dream gets there before I do. The dream gets there before I do. Behind the shed, the iron held one partial turn. Wood under rust, the sound arrived exactly where I thought it would. I stopped my hand, the memory went on. I knew the sound before it came, the broken turn, the rusted frame. The day stood still, the light stayed true. Only my memory moved from view. I tried again, the same delay, the same small fault, the same unfinished turn. Nothing explained why I had known the space between the movement and the sound. I knew the pause, not where it came from. I knew the sound before it came, the broken turn, the rusted frame. The day stood still, the light stayed true. Only my memory moved from view. Stopped, dust held to the boards, light stayed on the wall, nothing changed. Still, I waited for the sound. I knew the sound before it came, the broken turn, the rusted frame. The day stood still, the light stayed true. Only my memory moved from view. I touched it once more, a shorter turn, a different weight, the same small failure. For 1 second I knew felt the silence, it did not hold me. I knew the sound before it came. The broken turn, the rusted frame. The day stood still, the light stayed true. Only my memory moved from view. I stepped away, the mechanism remained. This time I heard the silence too. I knew the sound before it came. The broken turn, the rusted frame. The day stood still, the light stayed true. Only my memory moved from view. I stepped away, the mechanism remained. This time I heard the silence too. I knew the sound before it came. The broken turn, the rusted frame. The day stood still, the light stayed true. Only my memory moved from view. I tried again. I tried again. The day stood still, the light stayed true. Only my memory moved from view.